Hi everybody, hope you're well. If you're new here, I'm Victoria. I do lots of videos on baking and making, sewing, upcycling, DIY, sometimes trips out, etc. If you've subscribed and you've been here before, hello and welcome back. Sorry I've not been doing videos for quite some time. As you may know, that I live with my family and my 90-year-old mum, and she's been very ill for several weeks, a couple of months really, and it's been very difficult for me to make time to do a video, so apologies on that. Hasn't it been such a hot summer in England? We've had so much heat, it's been so hot, it's been very difficult actually to get a lot of things done. I did my pantry out, my washing machine room, and I was really pleased with that, and there's a video that I've done on that. If you've watched it, thank you very much. I was really pleased with that. But on the sewing front, I haven't done hardly anything at all. And I've come to the stage now with the sewing that I've got a lot of clothes, and I didn't really want to make lots more because I've got a lot anyway. And so what I thought I would do now is start to develop and change my wardrobe a little bit. So I've treated myself to a really lovely book, and it's a notebook, and it's Simplicity notebook, and it's just vintage style on the front and the back, and then inside you've just got notes that you can take. And what I wanted to do is to write my notes down, write things like my measurements down and patterns that I'm interested in as well in here, but also develop and design a working wardrobe for myself. Right, Mum, I'm just videoing for 5 minutes, so just shut that door because it's really noisy.
I'm going out again in a minute.
Alright, are you?
She's on the phone.
Alright. I'll just shut this door if you don't know.
Yeah.
Alright then. You'll be careful on the road, Mum.
I'll be careful.
Alright. So yes, so I've got this book and I thought it'd be lovely. It's a Sewing Simplicity vintage style notebook. I'm going to write all my notes down. So I've got some beautiful little images on, and I've wrote a lot of favourite patterns. But because it was so hot this summer, and we haven't had the heat like that for some time, have we? I was looking at my wardrobe and there wasn't a lot of pure cotton things or pure linen things, which that fabric is wonderful when it's very, very hot. So I struggled. It's got cooler this week, which I'm quite grateful for. But I've just brought out my cotton t-shirts, and these are sea soles, and they're 100% organic cotton. And I've invested in quite a lot of these over the years, and they're well worth every penny, because in the heat there's nothing better than a cotton top or dress. So what I thought I'd do is look at what I've got and just start to create a working wardrobe. So I've got less clothes, and they all go with each other and also make nice outfits. I'm going to use this book to make notes on what I want to make and the patterns that I've got, using those up as well, because I don't want to be buying anything. The only thing is, a lot of my fabric isn't cotton, but I don't want to make much anyway. I know I want to make a nice A-line skirt, but I've got quite a lot of fabric, so I might put quite a lot of it for sale online, just sort of declutter my fabric a bit as well. I'm also really wanting to make some projects with small bits of fabric that I've got, which goes in with my love of upcycling, to create things out of smaller pieces of fabric and use things up. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a few new things that I'll show you that I've bought recently, which I'm quite excited about. And the first thing is this knit book. I've got the DK Knit Step by Step Techniques, Stitches and Patterns Made Easy. And I thought, when I was young, my mum taught me to knit one, purl one, and I've never progressed with my knitting at all. So I'm a beginner, and I'd like to go through this book and do a little bit of knitting. And it shows you step by step how to cast on and off, different casting on, for example Italian cast on, 2 needle cast on, alternating loop cast on, and technique. So that's looking a nice informative book. So that's another project to start and do, which I'm quite excited about. And then I went to a beautiful village and it had one of these walk around sales where everybody put tables outside the house and sold things. And I picked this up, which is an Annie Sloan stencil, Meadow Flowers. And I like Annie Sloan, got a lot of her paint, and I thought it'd be perfect to use up a lot of the paint sample pots that I've still got, because I bought a lot of paint samples before I got the right one. But this would be really nice. How beautiful is that? All meadow flowers. Now that would be lovely on furniture, or indeed walls, of course. And there's a lovely one with a little bird and lots of lovely little flowers. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm thinking where I can put some stenciling flower ones. And I've got a lovely old book actually that I've had for quite some years, Annie Sloan. Let me just go and get that. Colour recipes for painted furniture. So in this one she goes through all the ways of painting furniture, which is beautiful. Layering it up, painting on fabric, floors, and different paint techniques. That's a nice one. So yeah, all sorts of different styles. There's a couple of stencils in that. And then this one, Paint Everything, which again, loads of inspiration of how to paint. And then I've got a stencil book as well, which is brilliant because that really goes into, this isn't Annie Sloan, this is by Amelia St George, which is a beautiful book, and it goes into the effects and how to stencil, how lightly to dab your paint, etc., which is very, very useful to know, because if you do too much it can bleed through. Some fab stencils in there too. But these old books, you know, they've got all the techniques in, even if they haven't got the up-to-date style in, so don't ever discount them that you want. So it's just about using the information still. So I got that and I was really pleased with that. And I got this knit book as well, which I'm very pleased with. I don't think I bought any fabric, I was being very good. So project-wise now is to go through my patterns, which I've shown you before. Got plenty of patterns. I've just recently picked this one up, which is another Merchant at Mills honey dress. So I thought I would make that because that's perfect for when it's very, very hot. And this one makes, I'm going to do it in a size 12 because it's a very baggy style. Anyway, you need up to 3.3 metres of fabric. If it's 150 centimetres wide, you want 2.8 metres fabric. So there's a lot of fabric needed for this. So I'll have to look through my fabrics and see what I have got. All my lovely fabrics. What I've done, I have put them all in order so that I can make things. And what I'm making out of all this, and I've put them all, hopefully, together now. I've matched florals up with either checks or stripes. I'm making an apron out of these, and you'll see that I did a video out of this tablecloth, made a lovely wraparound skirt and puff sleeve tie jacket to go with it some time ago. And these are all the scraps of fabric. So what I'm doing is making an apron with the bits, and then this one's going to be a bag shopper with tie top and a pocket on the front. So these are curtain fabrics, and then I bought men's shirts cheaply, and I'm using the check, which goes really lovely with the blue on the fabric. And what I've done is I've literally now gone through everything, well not everything but a lot, and made them all in sections so I can just pick it out and make something, because otherwise I was getting overwhelmed. Now this one 2 cushions, 1 floral, 1 check side. So all that in there, I can make a big cushion for them. And I'm going to use my fabric up like that, because like I said, I've got too many clothes really, so I don't want to be making any more. Although I am trying to change stuff and make it so that a lot of it's me made, that I've made myself now. And I'm looking at my clothes and thinking, I don't want to wear that in the summer because it might get too hot now and the fabric's all wrong. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. What I want to do is find a nice skirt. There's quite a lot of nice patterns. And that's quite nice, a birder. This is like an Austrian design dirndl dress. But you can actually make this skirt with a tie, which is kind of an A-line. Have a look at the, I haven't got a line drawing there, the line drawings are here. That's quite nice. This one's a fairly okay one as well, and that's a very quick, easy pattern. I think that would be quite nice. I'm looking for easy patterns at the minute, so I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and a bit anxious at the minute, so I just want something that's quite quick. There's nothing more restorative of either going in the sea, having a nice country walk, or having a sewing pattern on hand and channeling all your energy into something like that. I can really recommend it. Okay, so let's put that away. This again, I've got this on the go. So these are pieces of fabric I've cut out. That's from a shirt panel, and this is a pillowcase. I've cut those out to make bags. Yeah, more bags. I thought I would. I've got a few friends actually who might like this, but this is a lovely 100% cotton. I thought I'd make a nice tote bag with this, line it in that. It's a pillowcase that I've thrifted, but it's like brand new. It's lovely in cotton. And then using a part of a shirt, I'm going to do the handles for it. So I wanted to sort of chat to you as well about life really, because when people watch videos on YouTube, sometimes a lot of people make it sound like it's so perfect, and it isn't. You know, everyone's got life and things get in the way, and you can only do bits at a time, and you don't always finish things off, you know, and everyone has a lot of what they call work in progress, where they've started stuff and they haven't finished it. And that's very much like I am. I love doing lots of crafts, and I've got quite a lot of things on all sorts of crafts, because I like painting, I like DIY, I like sewing, and doing other crafts, stenciling for example, painting furniture, making soft furnishings and things like that. And so I've got quite a lot of things. For example, at the moment I'm drying lots of flowers, which I can show you in a moment. So I've got lots of projects on the go, but it's having the time to start, complete, you know, and finish them all off, and then put them on a video. So it's difficult, isn't it? You know, life gets in the way. We've all got things going on, and it's nice to sit down and relax and watch something. But I wanted to have like a chat and say, how do you feel about that? Do you have lots of projects on the go? Do you have the time to actually sit down and do everything at once? Here it's very, very difficult because I haven't got my own craft room. So you see me at the dining room table. I have a dresser filled with books, the other dresser bottom filled with the craft sewing things I've got, and that's it. And so I have to bring everything out if I'm planning on doing a project sort of thing. At the minute it looks like I've got everything out of the whole room on the table, which is fine because I needed it and I want to show you, and I need to also process things and look at projects, and that's why I bought this book, so I can write stuff down. I think I've made some progress in the fact that I've put the patterns, I've cut them out, I've put them in bags, I've stored them in one area in that little box, which is working well. The fabric scraps, that's an ongoing project, and what I've been doing with nice squares of fabric is sewing them together to make patchwork panels, and I've got about 2 or 3 now which are very, very long, and what I'm going to do with those is get them to a length probably just over 90 inches long, so that in the future I could use those as patchwork curtains against a window. So that's an ongoing thing, and it'll take probably some time to finish. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm hoping to actually do a sewing video with you very shortly. I'm drying some hydrangeas at the moment, and you must pick them in the morning. Now, you need to pick them before the sun is very, very hot, but you need to allow a little bit of time in the morning so the dew evaporates off them and they're not too wet. So I did mine about 10:45, and there was no wetness on them. Tied them with string, and I hung them upside down. The only place I could hang them was on my air dryer, my ceiling dryer. So first of all, these are the oregano bunches, lavender and some marjoram, and they're looking beautiful. I love the colours. Look at those purple flowers, how they're drying off, still lovely and purple. I hope you can pick it up. And the lavender, it's much more, that's much more deeper blue, and that one is like a deep purple. It doesn't look like it so much there, does it? And then this one's a light sort of lilac colour, and they're drying really nicely. Really nicely, so I'm very pleased with that. And these are the dried hydrangeas, and they're the lovely pink and bluey purple ones, and I'm drying them to keep the shades. Not doing too bad really. I'm just hanging them up from the air, and the nice heat, you know, does very well. This is a lovely bunting of seeds and vegetable flour seed packets that I made, and there's a video on that. If you have a little look back, seed bunting it's called, if you want to have a look at that. So I'm always making something, and this is this happy birthday lovely banner I made that I've got up at the moment for my birthday, and there's a video on that if you want to have a look at for that online. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed a little chatty video, and I hope to bring you a sewing video shortly when I've made something nice to show you. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk to you about and show you. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's inspired you to dry flowers as well, and also to maybe think about what your plans are for the future with your sewing. And if you are doing certain projects and you've got lots of projects on the go, to maybe write them all down in a book and chart everything, so that, you know, it's like a to-do list, and then you can mark it off when you've done something. I'm hoping that will help me, and I won't be overwhelmed so much with projects and I don't know what to start next, because I'm finding that I'm sort of sitting around and not actually getting anything done and thinking about things too much. And so this way hopefully will help me to progress through my projects and get them done, as opposed to just leaving them and then feeling a bit cross with myself and not actually doing anything in the time that I did have. So hopefully that'll inspire you, and I'm hoping it will certainly inspire myself. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out all my other videos as well, because there's plenty of videos I've already done. Lots of projects that I've completed and finished within each video, and yeah, hopefully you'll like some of those as well. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you as soon as I can, and thanks for your patience. Take care everybody. Bye for now.